now is Rick Igercich with the National Firearms Association. There's so much happening in gun news as the Liberals are letting things just ride right down to the wire. And they're proposing new gun bans and they're banning guns just completely off the cuff. Rick, thanks for joining me. And thanks for being such a good friend to Rebel News and to gun owners like myself. I wanted to talk to you about this thing that sort of happened in the middle of last week regarding the Tavor.
Hi, Sheila. Thanks for having me again. It's always a pleasure to be on your show. At the end of the day, we got blindsided by the RCMP once again. On October 25th, actually on October 5th, the RCMP decided that they were going to ban another firearm. And that firearm being Micro Tavor X95 MSW carabine. Okay, these guns were imported in Canada over the last 10 years. There's several of them out in public. We don't know the exact numbers because of privacy issues. We have a rough idea, but there's several hundred of them out there. But on October 5th, the owners of these firearms began receiving revocation letters prohibiting the firearm from the RCMP. The RCMP actually, on further review, and I just got this intelligence a few days ago, they're calling the firearm a machine gun now, which is a classic RCMP, in my opinion, a make-work project with the Liberals. But anyway, we'll get into it a little more. As I mentioned earlier, what we can tell, there were several hundred of these firearms sold. With this registration revocation letter, the RCMP gave the owners of these firearms some options. They didn't give them all the options, but they gave them a few. The NFA actually gave them another option, which I'll get into a little later. The first option was to turn the firearm into your local RCMP detachment for destruction with no compensation. Where does that sound familiar? No compensation. The second was to get the firearm deactivated and verified so you could possess it. So that process involved sending the firearm to a person who could deactivate it, and then it had to go to the firearms center in Ottawa to be verified that it was deactivated. And in our opinion, in most cases, the firearm never would have been returned back to the owner, because how can you absolutely 100% deactivate a firearm? It's virtually impossible. So that was the second option. The third option was to take it back to the store where you purchased it. The firearm would be sent back to the wholesaler. The wholesaler would give a store credit to the wholesale price of the firearm, not the retail price, but the wholesale price of the firearm, not cash back, but a store credit to the initial point of purchase. The problem with that is some of these firearms changed hands 2 or 3 times, so therefore this was only available to the original purchaser. So that was the third option. The fourth option brings us at Canada's National Firearms into play. We launch this out over all our social media platforms that if you contact us, we can provide you with a package on how to file a Section 74 reference review. This in turn extends the time from when the firearms owner has to comply with the ultimatum from the RCMP, and it also gives us time to delve deeper into this and possibly challenge this registration revocation. So anybody out there that has one of these firearms, please contact us. Actually, contact Blair. The email is blair@nfa.ca, and we will provide you with a package on how to go about filing a Section 74 reference review. That will put your firearm basically in limbo for the time being until we can figure this out and figure out exactly what's going on. In my opinion, this whole thing was another collaboration between the RCMP and the Liberal government just to add another wedge issue to firearms owners. So please, anybody that has one of these firearms out there, please contact us at blair@nfa.ca, and we will provide you with a package on how to move forward with Section 94 reference review. And that'll definitely prolong the time period from which you have to use one of the other three options.
Oh, hey, what you just saw there is a clip from my weekly full-length show, The Gun Show. It airs on Wednesday, but this is the internet. You can watch it whenever you feel like. You just have to become a subscriber to our paywalled premium content. Just go to rebelnewsplus.com to become a member today.